Facebook. I'm gonna talk to you guys at the same time. I'm gonna talk to Facebook right here, and I have my YouTube channel right here, guys. So once again, my name is Damon Mason. Welcome to my YouTube channel, DBS Specialist, or actually DBS for short, DB Specialist. And guys, just a quick tad bit what DB Specialist really means. For you guys who know me, I played arena football for 14 years. As I said in my intro, that's on my YouTube page. That I was a pretty good high school football player. Very physical, loved to tackle. Um, in college, I was even better in college. Played strong safety. Once again, very physical, and had all type of accolades, accomplishments, achievements in high school. Even more so in college. But I didn't learn the art of covering until I started playing in ball league way back in 1998. And so, guys, I love to tell kids, tell parents, or anyone who interested that I actually learned the art of covering playing in the indoor game of arena football. And when guys like myself, and we consider ourselves older guys now, when we first got into the league, it was such a thing called specialists. So arena football in its heydays was Iron Man, the real Iron Man football, where everybody went offense and defense. But on the handful of people, two on offense, two on defense, strictly played that position. I was one of those guys who played strictly defense. Hence, I was called a defensive specialist because that's all that I did. Thank God for that. So, needless to say, I just took the DB specialist that I played under for a lot of time, for a lot of years in the Arena Football League, and started my own quote unquote. I even know what to call it. It's just something that I'm doing from my heart, where this is who I am. This is all I have done. And I see cursing on me tag. So this is my I'm a specialist. Just a little bit. I've Hall of Fame in college, retired jersey in college, a two-time champion in the Arena Football League, all-time leader in tackles in the Arena Football League. So the list goes on and on from, of course, high school and a lot of stuff I did in college as well. Blah blah blah. But what is a defensive specialist? You know what I'm saying? From what I'm looking for, guys, I'm featuring and looking for guys. I consider myself a complete defensive back. You think about a Deion Sanders, who prior to me is the best cover man around. All right, but then at the same time, I think about Ronnie Lott, who could cover but also can hit. I know my little homeboy Ed Reed just went to the Hall of Fame. But there's always people who can before you. So, guys, what I'm doing is I'm showcasing, bringing exposure to defensive backs, because this is what I love. This is what my passion is. I've done it for so long, and I consider myself a specialist. But I'm looking for the guys who can cover, the guys who are not afraid of contact, not afraid to make tackles, the guys who refuse to be blocked and stay blocked, fight off of blocks, the guys who are gonna hustle. Uh, I see Nick Mike Hands, right? Mike Hands. Nick, when you own, how can I put it? Right when you're in the midst of it, it's kind of hard to really get the thoughts out, and you just flow, flow, flow. That's why I don't like writing nothing down, because I want to be real. I want to be open, transparent, and the way it comes out, the way it comes out. But you're right, Mike Hands was probably one of the best cornerbacks as well. But in my era, it was Deion Sanders. All right. So and of course Ryan Lott. Ryan Lott to me is Ryan Lott and Rod Woodson. But Deion just took the game to a whole nother level. But that's what a D specialist is, based on Damon Mason's perspective. Once again, DB specialist, where looking for high school kids who I can help them, and I'm going to be breaking down film. I'm going to be just breaking down film and just giving them my viewpoint from my perspective as a 14-year head football coach. I'm sorry, a 14-year defensive back coach. I've coached 6 years as a player coach in the Arena League. Won a championship as a defense coordinator of the Jacksonville Sharks, who just won the National League Championship this year. Uh, so I have a lot of background in this position. So with that being said, again, I'm focusing my attention on my home state, my hometown, the river parishes of Louisiana. And again, those schools are East St. John, Hanville, St. James, West St. John, Lutcher, Desperate Hand, St. Charles, and Riverside Academy. So, and I have a lot of friends who are a handful of friends who are doing their own thing. Nick Campbell is one of them. He's going to be, he has a system that he's introducing to the river parishes to help bring exposure to the young men of the river parishes. But I'm coming with a whole different perspective as a defensive specialist, someone who focuses primarily on the secondary, and I'm going to branch out and do something with the defense in general as a whole. So enough of that. I hope you guys understood what I was saying. I know I can talk fast. You know how we do from Louisiana. So here it goes. The 2019 season, high school season, the high school teams in the river parishes. Okay, and the system that I have to make my predictions. I gotta drink some water first. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should go backwards. Yeah, I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have fun with this here. Now, let me set it up this way. For my predictions, see, my predictions are based on the defensive secondary because I'm a defensive back and I'm a defensive back coach. And I am a firm believer that if you have a good secondary and athletes in your secondary, they can play anywhere on the football field. I know a lot of offensive minded people like to say that your best players play offense, quarterbacks, receivers, in running backs. Well, I'm sorry, but they're lying because 9 times out of 10 receivers don't like to get hit. Running backs, they run hard, they're physical, but they don't know how to tackle. And if your quarterback get hurt, then you're in trouble. But you take a defensive back and let him, and he can play receiver. He likes to block. He can play quarterback. He can run over somebody and take the punishment. Or if he can play running back, he can do it all. He can catch up the backfield. He can block. He can run, and he's physical. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for the life of me, the years I've coached, I've been known to have my defensive backs to play offense. And that really was more so out here in the state of Georgia at Dunwoody High School, where all of my defensive backs were stars on offense, and I was proud of that. In the same mindset that we had in the secondary, in the same mindset that they had wherever they played. One kid, man, he was my starting cornerback, starting receiver, starting punter, and a starting punt returner. And this was a 5'8" white boy, red head with freckles, named Andy Mills, and I love talking about him. So Nick, you're gonna have to wait. This is my show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm setting it up. So if you're not patient, let me stop playing with you. So, but Nick, I'm setting it up. This is. I'm going over how I'm making my predictions. So it's based on the secondary. So I'm really gonna go last. So number eight. Number eight is Riverside Academy. And Riverside Academy is ranked number 8 by me simply because, as I started to say, based on the secondary and based on me focusing on the secondary, also trying to help out these young boys and bring exposure to their teams, not to their teams, but to what they're doing. And hopefully by me broadcasting stuff, I can give them some type of information. When I go to your film on Huddle as a scout, as a pro scout, as a pro coach, as any type of coach, and you don't have your stuff handy for me as a scout, I'm not going to sit there and waste my time in looking for certain things that should already be there. So when I went to Riverside Academy, who is ranked number 8 in the river parishes, if I'm not mistaken, based on the notes, the only kid who stood out was Amante Watkins, 5'11", 165. He has film. I know the kid personally, but he has film. He has his information, and really there was 3 kids on their Huddle page. They actually had that information. Brian Simmons, cornerback, 5'11", 175. David Renard, cornerback, 5'9", 145. And Amante Watkins, free safety, 5'11", 165. So when I'm looking and doing the research as a scout, as a pro scout, as a college scout, even though I'm not a college scout, but the mindset, when I went to your Huddle page, well, who plays what position? What's their height? What's their weight? Do they have any film? If you're not taking the time to have this stuff handy, players, parents get on your sons, parents get on the coaches to make sure the coaches have the film on it. Well, I'm not gonna look for it. So me doing what I'm doing right now, Riverside has nothing in place as far as exposure for these kids. And really, it's not the coach's fault; it's the kids' fault. But I still say, people need to let these young boys know, and this is why I'm doing this here. So Riverside is ranked number 8 based on their defensive secondary. Now, Amante Watkins is a game changer. He is a playmaker, and he's only a junior. So this young man has a whole nother year. So hopefully he can get his teammates to step up to his level, and hopefully God willingly will grace he stay healthy, he stay humble, but also stay hungry. So number 7 on my list. Number 7 on my list is the SCC Comets, St. Charles Catholic School Comets. Now, kind of the same scenario. Went to St. Charles. Now, St. Charles has a lot of, they're one of the teams I've already kind of focused and everything on social media. St. Charles has 2 seniors and 5 juniors. So to me, you know, they are a young secondary, but they have a lot of players with like 5 juniors. That's not bad. It's not bad. 2 seniors, it is what it is. But when you have 5 juniors and 2 seniors, and maybe 2 or 3 guys have film, once again, well, as an opponent, well, I have no film on these 5 juniors and a handful of these guys, so it's going to be kind of hard to really to game plan against the St. Charles young secondary as far as experience, which could work in the favor of St. Charles because we have a lot of guys, we have some good depth, but in our opponents don't know much about these guys, so it could work in St. Charles' favor, But now again, as a scout, as a pro scout, or as a coach doing research on St. Charles, I can only go based on what I see. So if these kids again do not have their film handy or have information access to them, what type of exposure are they going to get? Again, and I'm going to say the same thing for a lot of schools, guys. It's not just about making a prediction, but this is my background. And again, you're talking about 2 seniors, 5 juniors. Again, my predictions are based on the strength of your team. Now, 5 juniors again is not bad. I've had 5 juniors once before and 2 seniors on my team, but based on I have no film on these guys. For example, we got number 13, Cameron Campbell. All right, he's a cornerback. He's a junior. All right, that's all I have on him. We have Caden Foster, who is a upcoming pretty good freshman. Number 22, cornerback freshman. All right, you got Silas Thomas, free safety junior. Justin Torrent, cornerback junior. Alex Serrano, free safety, sophomore. Danique Reed, cornerback, sophomore. Jace Oob, cornerback, junior. Roddy LeBlanc, free safety, senior. Bryce, can't say his last name, cornerback, sophomore. Brady Jacobs, free safety, senior. Cade Prejean, strong safety, junior. So they got depth. Now, how they play during the course of the season, that's going to be yet to be said. And this is why this is preseason prediction based on the strength of their secondary. They got some depth as far as the junior class who can help out these seniors in the secondary. Maybe some of these guys play both ways, maybe they don't. But right now, if you can't stop the pass, man, this is a passing crazy game these days. Even at the high school level, everybody wants to throw the ball. If you can't stop the pass, it's going to be hard on you. So St. Charles Catholic High School is ranked number 7 in the River Parishes. Okay. Oh, number 6. I got to drink some water on this one right here, y'all. Number 6. Yes, yes. If you're smart, you already know by my actions. Number 6, I have to say, is my high school, the Fighting Wildcats of Destrehan High School. I have predicted them as number 6 based on the strength of their secondary. Again, again, taking myself out of the equation as a fighting wildcat, a former fighting wildcat. Well, I'm still a fighting wildcat, but taking myself and putting myself in coaching mode, scout mode, at every level. When I go to the film, I don't see a lot of depth with Destrehan secondary right now. And based on the research that I was trying to do, that's not really a lot to go on. I see Tyler Martin, free safety, 5'11", 165, junior. Kelvin Lee, he's wearing number 9. Tyler's wearing number 2. So that's two of my numbers, high school number and college number. So Kelvin Lee, strong safety. I don't know his height, don't know his weight. I don't know what grade he's in. DeMarcus Jackson, cornerback, senior, no height, no weight. King James, cornerback, 5'8", 160. Don't know what grade he's in. Jacob Johnson, strong safety, 6 feet, 185, senior. That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive right there. And I guess Jacaleb Smith, free safety, no height, no weight, senior. Now, so that's 3 seniors, 1 juniors. And guys, keep in mind, I'm giving predictions based on as a defensive back coach. All right, this is my school, but but at the same time, I want to help the parents. I want to help these young boys. You need to have this stuff handy for when these scouts, especially these seniors. If your son is a senior and they don't have their information, I mean, their first, their last name, their position, their height, their weight, the grade they're in, please do not take it for granted if that these scouts are going to come looking for you. If they take the opportunity to go to your huddle page and your information is not accessible right at that particular time, there is no guarantee that they might come back and look at your film. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm just saying, guys, don't take it for granted. So, Destrehan High School, I have ranked them as number 6 during the preseason in the River Parishes. 3 seniors, 1 junior, a handful of guys who I don't know what position they play, so I have to be fair. I can only go based on what I see. So 3 seniors, that's not bad, but compared to what they're going to be facing this year in the River Parish alone, they have a lot to put together just on the secondary alone. All right, and again, this is a passing crazy game. So you got to have a decent secondary. But I will end it by saying this here. That's the fighting Wildcat. So they're gonna get it together. They better get it together. So guys, once again, Destrehan High School, home of the fighting Wildcats, has been ranked number 6 for the River Parish preseason by DBS. Number five is Lutcher High School. All right, Lutcher has 4 seniors and 2 juniors. Now, that's pretty good if your 4 seniors are starters and your 2 juniors, so you kind of want to do whatever you're going to do it this year. Do it this year because next year is a rebuilding. But then again, who's to know that these juniors are not starters? See, I don't know that by either one of these by any of the programs that I'm talking about. I'm just going based by what I see. Okay, and I'm really just having fun making the predictions because I base everything on the secondary. Again, to me, the best athletes on the football field is secondary because I tell my secondary, turn around. See, if the ball get past the defensive line, who's behind them? The linebackers. If the ball carrier or the ball gets behind the linebackers, who's behind them? That's right, your secondary. So I tell my secondary, you gotta turn around. Who behind you? That's right, that field goal. So if that ball carrier gets behind you, it's a touchdown. That's why we have to be the best. We can afford to miss tackles. We can afford to mess up. That's why we're the best. And again, if your secondary can have to play offense and defense, that's a plus because to me they are the better talent. So Lutcher High School, once again, they have 1 player, and I didn't do it for Destrehan, but they have 1 player who's 6 foot. They have 1 player who's 5'11". They have 2 players who are 5'10", and 1 player who's 5'8". So that's out of the 4 seniors and 2 juniors. That's pretty good size. I'm 5'9", so 5'8". You're 1 step below me, but guy, that don't mean nothing. It's all about your heart and the effort. So if Lutcher got some decent size as well as depth, they can do something. And I just read something in I guess on social media that, if I'm not mistaken, Lutcher is moving up to 3A. So but Lutcher has always been talented. And I don't see that changing. So hats off to them. Best wishes to them. But Lutcher High School has been ranked as the fifth team in the preseason predictions by DBS. I'm gonna come back and look at you guys' comments. I'm gonna try to get through this here. So, Nick, I'm going fast enough for you, or impatient self? Number 4 on my list. Now it's gonna get good right now. Number 4 on my list is West St. John High School. West St. John has 5 seniors and 2 juniors. Based on what I saw, and West St. John was actually the first school that I had, I guess you can say, quote unquote, had broken down on social media. Um, that's how all this got started. I know West St. John, and I didn't. And matter of fact, let me put it this way: West St. John has 2 young men who stand in 6'3", 6'3" easily. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Mr. Trenton Grow and Aaron Moe. So now Trenton Grow, he plays free safety in number 7. So he's standing a senior, 6 foot. I got him listed at 6'4", 195 at free safety. And as I've been telling everybody since I started doing this, as a defensive back coach, defensive back at every level, that is beautiful. That is sexy. And so as a scout, I went to look at his film and I was impressed. Keep in mind, these are high school kids. So as the coaching get better, and I'm not knocking high school coaches, but the truth is, a coach can only coach what he knows. So if your son coach knows a lot, he's gonna get taught a lot. But if your coach knows a little bit, he's gonna get taught what? Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And every high school coach wants to know that if their kid is blessed and fortunate enough to go to college, that a college coach will say that favorite phrase: "I can tell that young man been coached." Well, Mr. Trenton Grow, he looked good for a high school kid. His size is the best thing. At free safety, he has good range. I look at the film. One of the few films I watched thus far was West St. John in St. Charles. But you can still tell that there's some area of improvement. But again, that 6'4", 6'3" frame, it's something spectacular. But now the flip side is Mr. Aaron Moe, standing 6'3", very talented. Got him listed as a senior, 195 as well. I don't know how true it is, but still 6'3", 6'4", it's sexy. All right. You go to his film, and I've already said this here, but if these guys don't have the film, then and people saying that he's a receiver DB, as a receiver, okay, that's almost average, almost. But as a defensive back, 6'3", man, somebody's gonna give you a shot just because of your size. And I've said it before, and I'm gonna continue to say it: have your film handy. Have it handy. And if you play multiple positions, have one. My opinion, just my opinion. Have one for offense. Have one for defense. Even one just for special teams. Don't do like even what I did in high school when I sent up my highlight film. I had everything all bunched up. So you might see like almost an hour, 2 hours worth of film because you had offense, defense, special teams. Make separate clips strictly for offense, strictly for defense, strictly for special teams. So the position coach can go to the film that he wants to see. Because again, guys, exposure is all about timing. It's all about not losing the coach's interest. All right. And that's basically it. But West St. John, man, yeah, number 14. I can't say that boy name right. The Kyrie Jackson, cornerback, senior, 5'10", 170. I wrote down for him. He was very physical. I remember I've already broken down West St. John. I was impressed with West St. John. Dayton King, senior, cornerback, 5'9", 155. West St. John, 4. I'm sorry, number 4, Wantrell Williams, cornerback. Don't know his grade, but he's 5'10", 190. Aaron Moe, receiver DB, senior, 6'3", 195. Jaden Hamilton, strong safety. He's a junior, don't have his weight. Amaji Lewis, cornerback, senior, 5'10", 165. There was no film for him as a defensive back. And of course, Trenton Grove, wide receiver DB, senior, 6'4", 6'3", 195. And the reason why I put West St. John at number 4 because like a little bit like St. Charles, or a little bit even like a Lutcher. A lot of these kids have to go both ways, especially at West St. John, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because now these kids can prove to a scout that they can play multiple positions. Right, they should be in great shape because they're going to have to be in great shape to play multiple positions and to go deep into the playoffs. Now, one of the things that has always been good for West St. John throughout the years is the fact that they're playing 1A football. Now, I don't care if it's 1A all the way up to 5A. West St. John has always been good for many, many, many years, and that's definitely not going to change. They're well coached, or coached as much as they could be, and I really can't say nothing bad about them because they continue to stay in the playoff hunt, in the state championship hunt. So but the fact that these kids have to go both ways, God forbid that one of these young men get tired, fatigued, injured, then what type of depth do you have? All right. And so that's really why I predict West St. John as number 4 in the River Parishes, because the next three, on paper look beautiful. Beautiful. So with that being said, the top 3 in the River Parishes of my prediction. Number 3 goes to St. James Wildcats. All right. There were 3 Wildcats. I'm sorry, there were 2 Wildcats, but really now there's only 1 Wildcat because Deffrahan is the Fighting Wildcats, and the other school is now known as the E. But St. James Wildcats has been predicted as the number 3 during the preseason. Now, St. James has 3 seniors, but 5 juniors. All right. Now, you look at one, so this is the breakdowns that I have for that. So they have one kid at St. James who is 6'1", sexy. There's another kid who is 5'10", one kid at 5'10". They have 3 kids who are at 5'9", which is my height, which is awesome. All right. And then there's 2 kids who are at 5'8", and one kid at 5'7". So didn't get to break down St. James film yet, and I will break down each team's film and do something on social media like this here for each team individually. But St. James, man, they had on paper, they had a lot of depth, and I like their size. And the more I look at it, they got decent, they got good size. All right, the tallest is 6'1", the smallest is 5'7". All right, one kid 6'1", and one kid 5'10". But again, you have 5 juniors and 3 seniors. Now, so that's a program. So evidently you have probably a lot of juniors who are starting, or a lot of kids who are going to play this season. But you have great depth in St. James, great depth, and they could have easily been number 1 or number 2. But again, that just goes to show you that the next 2, the top 2, is sitting a whole lot prettier than St. James. But St. James has number 4, Tyler Stott. I know I'm saying a young man wrong. Tyler Stott, forgive me. Free safety, 6'1", 180, senior. Brad Baptiste, cornerback, 5'9", 140, senior. Tyrese Baptiste, free safety, 5'9", 145, junior. DeAndre Dumas, free safety, 5'5", 125, but he's a sophomore. Carlos Price, cornerback, 5'7", 135, junior. Joe Cooper, cornerback, 5'10", 180, junior. Keyshawn Coleman, cornerback, 5'8", 165, junior. J. Corey Esther, cornerback, 5'9", 160, junior. Jalen Villanova, cornerback, 5'8", don't know his weight, but he's a sophomore. And Quinn Morvant, strong safety, 5'8", 160, senior. Now, I love the fact that they have their stuff together. It's not disorganized. I read it for you. This as a scout, I'm looking. I got everything I need to know. The only thing I don't know right now is, do they have film? Because I haven't looked at their film yet. But breaking down film, this is important for exposure. But again, coming to this here and making my predictions for the preseason, 5 juniors, three seniors. I think St. James is sitting pretty good for this year, and definitely even better for next year. But again, guys, this is preseason predictions. Anything can happen. But on paper, St. James is ranked number 3 in the river parishes. Now, I mean, you guys already know who's at number 2 and number 1. So the question is, who's gonna be number 2? So, and it's hard because Desperate Hand is number 6. So I almost don't care. Now I'm just playing. Sitting at number 2 is Huntsville Tigers. And if I'm not mistaken, Huntsville try to call themselves Huntsville Fighting Tigers. I'm not going to clown them right now. I'm going to talk about them later. But Huntsville is sitting at number 2. So what do we have? Huntsville has 5 seniors. 5 seniors, 3 juniors. All right. So 5 seniors and 3 juniors for Huntsville secondary. Now, 2 of those seniors are 6 foot even. 5, this is what I'm saying now, 5 of their defensive backs are 5'11", and 1 kid is 5'10". So I don't know what y'all feeding them boys on that West Bank. I really don't know. Huntsville has always been big and thick. You know what I'm saying? Even though I beat them. I'm sorry, so yeah, I did beat y'all. But anyway, but here we go. So we got, I hope I say his name right, Elijah Hamilton, cornerback, 5'11", 185, senior. Cyree Lewis, cornerback. I don't have his position, height, or weight, but he's a senior. Young man, if y'all know the young man, that's not good. You're a senior. Get your information on your huddle page. You're a senior. All right. Channing Canada, cornerback, 5'11", 170, senior. Boy, I can't say this boy's name. Antrell, Lord, I'm going to butcher this name. I ain't going to say his name. And number 26, strong safety, Antrell, starts with a P. Number strong safety, 5'10", 185, senior. Robert Jackson, strong safety, 5'11", 170, senior. Trey LeBranch, strong safety, 5'11", 177, junior. Chance Trigo, strong safety, 6 foot, 190, senior. Jarek Lucas, cornerback, 5'11", 157, sophomore. And Raekwon Wells, strong safety, 6 foot, 171, junior. These boys are thick. These boys got some size with them. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about 5 seniors, 3 seniors, 3 juniors. Now, Huntsville, I gotta admit, I didn't know much about Pookie. I really didn't. And I heard more about Pookie when he got to Kansas, and I actually saw his highlight film. And so, and I don't know much about Huntsville right now. I don't know much about any of these high schools besides the information the research that I've done. But I know Huntsville being, in the same division with Desperate Hand and East St. John, not too many guys go both ways because you have so much depth. And let me just say this here: if you got, we used to always say 99 at Desperate Hand, but if you're dressing out 99 guys on the sideline on a Friday night, and you have guys who have to go both ways, if it's a must, it's a must. But it's a shame that you can't find somebody to give your star players, you hate to say star in high school, but to give your better players a rest when need be. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a sophomore who can actually handle his business on a Friday night, give him playing time against those smaller schools so he can get experience. So if you try to make that deep playoff run, you know what I'm saying? When your better players who might be a senior, who better be a senior or a junior, when they need to take a chance to catch their win, you could put somebody else in there who might be a sophomore who has fresher legs to give them a spell. And if that sophomore turns into a player who can hold his own, that sophomore can play a lot of downs. So now your best running back, who actually your starting defensive back, well, maybe we can let him focus at running back and rest more instead of him going both ways. But maybe that's just my way of coaching. Maybe that's just my way of coaching because that's the way that I want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And so now you're talking about building a program. See, you don't just depend on your seniors and your juniors. You find those sophomores And if God willing, a freshman. Ed Reaver was a freshman. Ryan Parallel was a freshman. Rondell Millie played a lot as a freshman. So now when these guys getting that quality time like that, as a freshman and especially as a sophomore, imagine how much better they're gonna be as a junior and then a senior. So Hanville, 5 seniors, 3 juniors, a lot of size, a lot of experience, a lot of depth. Okay. And the only reason why Hanville is not number one, because I see people posting down there. That's right. That school in Reserve, Louisiana, known as the E, those boys have 6 seniors and 2 juniors. Now I know head coach Brandon Brown is a former defensive back. I remember him when he was in high school. I remember him when he was in college. I remember him today. And he's a defensive back guru. You know what I'm saying? He loves the secondary. And I told him last year when I watched the film, I was damn impressed with how he had the defense flying around, more so his linebackers. But for me to go to do what I'm doing now and to go look at his roster, and when I saw 6 defensive backs who are seniors, that's a beautiful concept because the maturity should be there. The physicalness should be there. The leadership should be there. All right. So with East St. John, the E, you have 2 young men who are standing 6'1". You have one kid who is 6 foot. You have two of them who is 5'10", and one kid who is 5'9". And he's a senior. Now he might be 5'9", which that's not bad because again, I am 5'9", but 5'9", excuse me, 5'9" as a senior. The fact that he's a senior, that's letting me know right now that you know what, he understands the concept of what Coach Brown wants him to do as a senior and to be a leader and to participate and to give the type of effort on a varsity level in high school. All right, so let's go to East St. John roster. So I have number 17, Howard Joseph, cornerback, 5'10", 165, senior. Number 23, Sean Sterling, free safety, 6 foot, 185, senior. Raymond Moore, strong safety, 5'9", 159, but he's a senior. Antonio Sanders Jr., free safety, 6'1", 165, senior. Amiri Bernard, cornerback, 6'1", 170, senior. Samari Bolden, free safety, 5'10", 170, junior. And you have Darren Bailey, strong safety, no height or weight, senior. And Kevon Rowe, strong safety, no height or weight, junior. Again, and this goes out for all of the schools once again, guys. Update your information. Keep your information updated. Do not depend on your coaches. And the only reason why I'm saying do not depend on your coaches is because it's not your coach's responsibility. If your coaches take the initiative to do more work, to highlight, to put your film together for you, that's a blessing. That's hats off to them. Give them a pat on the back, but it's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility, not your mama, not your daddy, not your girlfriends, not your buddies or whomever. It's your responsibility. So when scouts go look at your film and they don't know your height and weight, they might take the chance to call Coach Brown or Coach Robichaux or any other coach. They might not. So that fault will fall on yours. I am telling you this from experience. Okay, I'm telling you this here from doing the research and getting information for myself. It's up to you to get your own information together. Anything anybody else do for you is extra, but it's your responsibility. So East St. John has the talent on defense. Again, I didn't break down nobody offense. All right, but I'm for preseason predictions. I am totally impressed with the depth at East St. John the E has this year. The fact that their head coach is a defensive back coach. He's a former defensive back, so he is definitely going to be spending a lot of his time fine tuning that secondary the way he wants them to play, probably the way that he played in high school and in college. And all those young men have to do is just take heed and do what he wants them to do. And if they learn to play together, if every secondary learns to play together, guys, it's going to be some competition in the River Parish. But the bottom line is this here, guys. With East St. John being ranked #1, hats off to them. It's preseason predictions. It's just based on paper, but it's based on the mindset of a former defensive back and defensive back coach. You guys are, in my book, the nucleus of not just your defense but your team. Because offense score one touchdown, we're gonna count on the defense to shut them out. Period. And again, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. The defensive line has the linebackers backing them up. The linebackers have the defensive backs backing them up. The only person backing up the defensive backs is the touchdowns. So you guys have to be on point. Have to be on point. My goal really was to do this for fun, to give you guys an insight to, I guess, my way of thinking, and to really, which I'm not finished with this here, but to really break down some film and give you information based from my viewpoint, and just trying to find a way to be a blessing because I've been blessed, and really to expose you guys, you know what I'm saying, and but the pros and the cons. The thing about your film, guys, the thing about the film, we always, you always send the coaches your best film, your best film, your best film, but there are a lot of small intangibles that coaches want to know. Coaches can see, wow, this kid does this, he does this, he does this, but what about his game film? How does he play for 4 quarters? When adversity happens, how does he handle adversity? Is he humble? Is he coachable? Is he on the sideline paying attention, or is he in the stands? Is he hustling on and off the field? Is he a hothead? You know what I'm saying? How is his discipline? How is he in school? How is he in the community? It's a lot of different intangibles just besides if you can score touchdowns or stop touchdowns or throw the ball or catch the ball or run the ball. But that also depends on the type of coach who's scouting you, the type of program that they want to build. So, guys, before I close out, let me try to look at some of this stuff. I know there's a lot. I ain't gonna go back too far, but I thank you guys for logging on. I know I see a lot of guys from the E. I know I see my boy Brandon Brown was on here, so man, congratulations. I'm hearing some good things about the E already. Let me see if I get a thing. Rank 8, yeah. No, yeah, Riverside rank 8. Mr. Ira Jackson, one of West St. John's greatest football players. What's going on, brother? So you missed my analysis. Hey, go. Hey, it's gonna be it's recorded, man. It's recorded. So I try to get on here on time, and I didn't want. How can I put it? I didn't want be on here too long. I was trying to get some different things done, but I also have my YouTube channel going live right here. So I'm live on Facebook. I'm also live on YouTube. So guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close it out. If there's anything, not if there's anything, I'm going to go back and read some of the comments and probably respond just off of line. But the next thing you guys can look forward to is I've already broken down West St. John's secondary. Yeah, that's the only one I've broken down. As far as breaking down, what I mean is I give a paper analysis where I'm gonna type up some stuff that I see. I'm gonna type it up on Facebook. But then my goal is to actually do a live video and actually break down whoever has film on their Huddle account. I'm gonna actually critique each player's film live on social media. Hopefully the parents can see it. Hopefully some scouts can see it. And why do I say that hopefully the scouts can see it? Well, my credentials speak for themselves. That's my fate. That hopefully I can be a positive influence to someone from any school. And that's why I say my goal is to spread out across the country for defensive backs. But again, condensed into Louisiana, and more so, whatever I do, guys, whatever I do in my life while I'm still here, Louisiana is home. The River Parishes is home. So I can't do nothing and not include, the River Parishes, East Bank and West Bank. So look forward to me breaking down each high school in the River Parishes individually. And so, guys, I guess the next time I would do my prediction, maybe it's at the halfway point at week 5. Definitely be looking forward to some. Nick Campbell has this thing that he's going to be doing, which is going to be brand new. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's doing and helping him out the best I can. But I also plan on doing some things, of course, with East St. John and Desperate class. Destrehan and Hineville. West St. John plays St. Charles, St. James, and Lutcher play. You know what I'm saying, guys? Louisiana has, they downplay Louisiana too much, but at the same time, they also downplay the River Parishes because I am from the River Parishes. And yes, we do have one person from the River Parish who just went to the Hall of Fame. And we have a handful who have Super Bowl rings from the River Parishes. So, guys, thank you for logging in. If you're just getting on, hopefully you'll go back and look at the recap. So again, this is Damon Mason with DBS, DB Specialist, with my preseason predictions for River Parish football in Louisiana. You guys take care. God bless and peace.